Hi, Fran. Hope you're doing well. We're looking at the league table at the minute. You're in the same points as second place, but a massive 10 goals ahead of them on goal difference. Obviously, the league was very close last season in the end. Does that come into your thinking at any point about the goal difference?
Uh, Obviously, we want to score as many goals as possible every single game. As soon as we score a goal, regardless of the opponent, our aim is to try to score the next one. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. We are a very ambitious team. We are also a team that takes risk to achieve that. So we are very aggressive in our pressing, and we take risks at the back. Just because we have to be attacking. It's within our ethos, is in our philosophy, and then obviously when things come out like in the first three games is very pleasing. For me, obviously, score so many goals so far is brilliant, but the most important thing is the quality of the chances created in relation with the goals scored is been fantastic. We are creating so many clear chances, very good chances, even against teams that they try to sit deep. So that's very very pleasing to see that the work that we do in terms of analysis and in terms of the pitch is come out in games. So far a perfect start of the season, and hopefully it continues. Don't get me wrong, so many things we need to improve. I think the team need to improve many things. Every game we pick some things that should be better, but we have to recognize that the girls have done a great job so far.
Just on that goal scoring from, you've scored 21 in three matches in the league so far this season, but you've had 10 different goal scorers. How positive is that for you that you're getting goals from all over the park?
Is very positive, especially considering the big change in the squad. How many players has left and how many new players has come, and so many of those new players are in between these players that I score. For me, it's very pleasing. But not only that, they also assist, they contribute. I say many times already, they look like they've been with us for a few years, and that's credit to the girls. Credit to the girls because they make everyone who come here feel welcome. They make them feel what is playing for Celtic, what the ethos of the club, what is the style that we must have. It's our responsibility to play good football, attacking football, not only to try to win every single game. And I think the new girls has been fantastic because the girls that were already here are massive help to the coaching team to help them settle very, very quick. So yeah, very pleased to see how many different goal scorers and how many different players has contributed in the chances created.
At the weekend there, your nation, Spain, obviously won the World Cup. Obviously, you'd been pleased to see that, but does that make you want to create scenes like that for Celtic and bring more success to the club when you see your nation doing well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first of all, I am extremely proud. Not only the Senior World Cup, but also we won the Under 20s World Cup, and last year the Under 17s World Cup. So the women team is Under 17, Under 20, and Senior World Champion is incredible. I think clubs and they are doing things very very well in Spain. And I think the future looks very bright. So yeah, obviously within different country, different society, different structure, but obviously we would love to have the same success. But I think we cannot complain. We got three trophies in 3 years, which is incredible considering our history before we became professional. And I think it's incredible. I mean, from all the teams that we are fighting, I think we are the team with more trophies. So obviously, we would love to add the league, but not yet. But yeah, we have to be proud of the work done, but we need to know that we have to carry on and try to win more trophies this year if we can.
You've got that Champions League tie against Brøndby coming up in about 10 days' time. Is that even coming into your thinking at the minute, or is it just focusing on the league?
Yeah, no, not at all. I haven't even thought about it. The only thing that matters really, honestly, is Dundee United. They are a well organized team. Although they have a heavy defeat, but the last game 0-0 against Hibs, fantastic defending display, very well organized. They know how to force play, how to make it predictable. So it's going to be a tough game, and it's very important that we don't underestimate them, and it's very important that we focus only in them because there are massive 3 points that we need to try to get. So that's the only thing that is in our mind. When we play the last game before we go, then we will get excited about Champions League. But now it's important that we just focus on the United, and that's about it.
Hi, Fran. Last
Yeah.
season, the team came so close to winning the league, and we saw some record-breaking attendances at Celtic Park as well. What's the plan for this season to ensure that upward trajectory continues and the team continues to progress?
I I felt, and I hope my feelings were right. I felt that what happened last season changed the Scottish women game forever, especially at Celtic. Obviously, these two record-breaking attendances were both at Celtic Park, both with, for me, the best fans in the world, with Celtic fans, and I think the engagement from Celtic fans with the women team is it has increased massively since last year. As you say, we were very close. And the way it all happened with this change of emotions, we were champions, then we didn't, and then we looked like we were, but we weren't. I think this roller coaster of emotions, I think they also make people, even be more in our side, feeling for us, and I think the link between the team and the fans is fantastic. Is everything what we do for them, and they are now even traveling away, and we have. The other day we play already Monrose and Spartan away, and the only thing you could hear in the stadium is Celtic fans singing Celtic songs. Is make us so proud. And I expect this year, again record crowds, and hopefully when we get the opportunity, which we will, to play at Celtic Park, hopefully we beat the crowd that we had last year. Incredible for me. That's itself that was a trophy, or as valuable or more than a trophy. That was incredible experience that will stay forever with us.
And we just spoke to Amy Gallagher. She has 5 goals and 4 assists so far in the first 3 games this season. How impressed have you been with her so far this season?
Very impressed. I mean, with Amy and with every other single player. To be fair, they put we push them very hard at training, not only physically but especially psychologically. Our demands, especially the days that we train farther away from games, so match day +3, match day +4. The complexity of the exercise and the tactical load is quite high, and the reaction, including reaction from some players that don't speak very well the language yet, is fantastic. I am very proud. Not only winning games and scoring a lot of goals is the way the team is playing. I think so far we've been unplayable, and yeah, you could say it's depending on the opponents. But for me, I don't look at the opponents. I look at our style, our counter-pressing, our pressing, our playing out from the back against pressure, and I think I really like. That's credit to the girls. But yeah, in particular, you asked about Amy. I think she's flying this year so far. Not only the goals and the assists, I think she could be easily man of the match in all 3 games. And obviously, last year was her first year, and she did very well. But this year, because all the transitions, she's now one of our senior players. So yeah, she took this responsibility very well. It's a very humble girl that worked very hard, and she's learning, and the sky is the limit for her. I think she's still growing into a top player, and I think she's not yet the end product. I think she has more to give. So yeah, I'm very excited for her season.
I just wanted to ask, we had a match day signing this week. We had Kelsey coming in as goalkeeper. I've already talked to you about that position, and obviously the loss of Pam was huge. Exciting to get someone in. When might we see her in the starting 11?
We will definitely see her in the squad this weekend if the international clearance and registration come today. We are hoping so. So depending on what happened today and tomorrow at training, we might see her in the starting 11 or on the bench. But she will, all going well, she will be definitely in the squad. Today was her first training session, and she already impressed. And that's a player that hasn't trained with the team for a month and a bit. So very positive signings, and it's a lovely girl. Again, just came last week and she integrated already here. It's fantastic. The girls do a fantastic job integrating players. So yeah, very excited to bring her here. And I think it's a very important position that we need to replace, which was Pam's, and I think Kelsey is the right person. So very excited to have now three very good goalkeepers fighting for a spot.
Great. Just on that again, with with Luana being injured and she was kind of building her position in that back three, we've now seen Chloe Craig take that place. We've seen Maria McInerney have that position in the back three. And now Abby Cusack going out on loan to Dundee United. She was also a player who could fill in as a defender there. Will one of our maybe new signings, if we get another one before the end of the window, be more defensive?
Yeah, we are trying. We were close to do some business. We thought they were done, and then last minute it didn't work out. So now we move to our in our list to the second the second choice, and we will see if that work out. We are trying, but we don't know if we will manage to do it before the transfer window shut. The good thing is, obviously, I think, when Maria McInerney played there, just being left-footed and with her technical ability, it gave us a lot. Change of switch of play. So she can play there very well. She needs to learn the position because she never played there before. But as you know us already, for me, versatility in modern football is key. Players need to. At Celtic, we try to not to sign players that can only play one position. I think that stop developing. I think they need to be comfortable in playing several positions. It's better for the development of the player, and it's better for the team as well. And I think we are working with Maria, and I think she can do a very good job there. But for the time being, obviously, as you say, it was heartbreaking losing Luana because she was growing into a top player in that position, being left-footed as well. But I think Chloe Craig has done a fantastic job as well there. So I'm happy with the squad, but hopefully we can strengthen just to avoid issues in the future. If one is unavailable for selection, then obviously we will need a little bit more backup. But if that doesn't come, I still think we got a very strong team.
You mentioned versatility there. We're used to not being able to predict your starting 11. That doesn't look like it's going to change at all this season. Has the fact that, it's a bit different this season, we haven't got a big game against one of the rivals at this point for the title until October, the first game, Glasgow City, on October the 5th. Is that giving you a bit more chance to kind of experiment and freedom to experiment with the squad and who's playing where and who can do what?
Yeah, I mean, I think already how I think for me every Sunday game is huge. For me, it's the biggest game of the season. It's always been like that, and I try to convince the players that that's the case. I think they also buy into it. So for us right now, Dundee United is it's a cup final. It's like every other game that we play. We are preparing with a lot of detail. We study the opponent and we try to impose our game. So for me, and I know it's like something that people say, but it is true. There is no easy game. Last year, people could think that Motherwell at home, when the team was flying, was an easy game, and potentially that game cost us the league. A draw 0-0. So it's very, very important that we treat the next game without underestimating the opponent, and to try to go there and do our very, very best, like if it was a cup final. Now, I don't personally experiment with the team, so it's a lot of work when a player is in a new position. We have worked with her, we have shown her videos, we think she's got attributes that can suit that position. Most of the time it works, and if it doesn't work in training, then obviously we will never do it in a game. So we train with Mash, for example, in there, and she did so well at training. And then, I think in the game she played there, she was very good. So I don't think it's an experiment, as you say, it's a new position. It's a position that is not mastered, so we know mistakes might happen, of course. But yeah, in terms of predicting the lineup, I'm hoping this year is also going to be very hard, because if it's hard for people who follow us every week, imagine how hard it is for the opponents to predict and to try to find out tactics to contrast our play. So I think that's a good thing for us, although I understand why journalists don't like that too much.
It makes it exciting when the lineup comes out every weekend. You mentioned areas to improve. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you're working on in terms of things that you want the team to do better?
Yeah, so I was delighted with the counter-pressing we saw against Monrose. I mean, it was incredible, the average time where we won the ball after losing it, and then we scored so many times from it, because obviously the opposition are unbalanced. And I think the second game against Hamilton, we weren't as good at that. So that's one thing we put a lot of emphasis in training. This counter pressing is very important for us, and I think it was an improvement against Spartan. We saw Spartan a very physical team, and I think we were very good at it. Obviously, we couldn't train. It's Friday. We were off Thursday, and today is +2 and -2. So you cannot do a lot of tactical things today. So we put a lot of emphasis today in some wide free kicks, some set plays, and then I think second balls was a issue against Spartans, especially in the first half. So we touch a little bit on those, and hopefully those principles and concepts, and hopefully on if Dundee United decide to be a little bit more direct, because they try to play football and they can do it, but then we can win these second balls. That is the way that most teams are creating chances against us.
Great. And just finally, are there any other kind of injuries or question marks for the weekend, apart from the ones that we know about and we're familiar with?
No, I mean, apart from Luana, everyone now is Imi. So Imane still is a little tiny problem, so she will be able to train from next week. We don't want to force it because we got a full squad. But this is a very minor thing, so she will be fine, totally fine next week. And everyone else is fully fit. Rachel Johnston, who is somebody who hasn't been training lately with an issue, looks like he's very close to return as well. So yeah, we are so far, that's good. We are in a good place.